Coming at you from American Airlines Center in beautiful Dallas, Texas, as the Mavericks prepare to take the court. The holidays upon us. It's that time of year. Why not celebrate with some NBA? Hi, everybody. 2K Sports welcomes you. So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Felton is out there with Barbosa. Then it's DeRozan. Then it's Amir Johnson. And it's Davis in at the 5. And for the Mavericks, Clutch, he's in at the point. Nowitzki is out there with Stoll. And it's Caron Butler, and it's Terry in at the 2 guard. Here is Felton.
I'll tell you what, guys, for the Raptors last season, a huge drop-off in their road record. I mean, just 6 wins all season long. The prior season, they had won 15 on the road.
Shot's good. Barbosa's got his first 3 points of the game. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, here's what the Raptors head coach had to say when we spoke earlier. This is their second time facing the defending NBA champs. They took the loss the first time around. He said that by necessity, they'll have multiple guys checking Dirk Nowitzki. We'll change things up with different looks, he said, because defending Dirk requires that. It's clear where his focus lies tonight, guys.
Thanks, Doris. And for the Raptors, 6 wins on the road. Clark, we talked about that. Not unusual for a team that Steve won only 22 games all year.
Yeah, not at all. And I'm sure with their high-scoring style, they gave the opponents, home fans, some exciting games to watch, but that's half the problem. They're so offensive-minded that their games just became track meets, and it's tough to win on the road when you don't defend.
4 on the clock. Shoots from the elbow with 1 on the clock, and it's Davis with the jam. Here's Clutch. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City. Barbosa with the steal. Here's the break. Here's DeRozan. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. DeRozan's got his first basket of the night. Here's Clutch.
Ed Davis, the southpaw big man out of North Carolina, had a pretty good rookie season for Toronto. Did a nice job on the offensive glass. Shot 58% from the field, so he is expected to be a major factor for Toronto in the future.
Felton kicks to Barbosa. Terry covering. Felton dishes to Barbosa. Moving the ball well to the paint and stolen by Butler.
It's such a tough catch when the ball is coming from that far away.
Gets it to go. 10 points for him.
And that steal led to that easy transition basket.
You know, Steve, they've got those guys reeling a little bit right now.
And Ed Davis has to continue to develop physically, I think, but already there are some scouts that say he looks like a regular double-double guy in the NBA.
Kevin, he's got long arms. He can block shots. I think he's an aggressive and good offensive rebounder, and it's just a matter of adding strength before he becomes a real force out there.
And the Raptors miss again. Mavericks leading by 3. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing, doesn't it, Steve?
It sure does, and now it's to the point where they just feel unstoppable.
How often have we seen him, Kevin, create wide-open chances for himself like that?
Terry against Barbosa. Guarded now by Jason Terry. Felton kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Here's DeRozan. Drops it in from 12 feet. DeRozan's got his second basket of the night.
Defense gave him more than enough space right there.
Here's Clutch. He's covered by Felton. Here's Butler, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Caron Butler, a very capable one-on-one scorer. He's a guy you can go to at the end of games because he can face up, a little bit like Carmelo Anthony, and use that triple threat to score on you.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Haywood comes in for Luis Scola, and Corey Brewers subbed in for Jason Terry. And Butler with that triple threat. His jumper is a little flat, but it's accurate.
And you know what, Kevin? He may not be a super high-efficiency scorer, but when he's healthy, I mean, he can get his own shot fairly easily. He's a really solid offensive player.
Now here's DeRozan. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
Good. He is not the guy you want to leave open behind the arc, guys. I mean, come on. You got to understand who you're defending.
And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Toronto trailing.
You know, Dallas survived the Blazers in round 1 and had to deal with a much bigger threat in L.A. in round 2.
Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
Yeah, this could be a back-and-forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Here's Butler after the Raptors pick up 2. Here's Clutch. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound.
You know, guys, people talk about jumping ability, but positioning so important. And you can out-rebound much bigger guys when you get inside position.
Boy, he's a great option from long range on the fast break if you give him that much room.
So, timeout called here. The first for Toronto. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And they were not very strong defensively that night, guys. They just were not as strong as they normally are. Didn't play with much energy, didn't play very hard.
Well, they lacked emotion, too. And you've got to be an emotional team to play good defense, John. That helps raise your intensity. Guys are talking and engaged, and we didn't see any of that.
From deep, another 3 for Dallas.
Great matchup here. This game has gone back and forth.
Multiple lead changes, just a great game, guys.
Calderon with it. 8 points his last outing. Barbosa. No good with the triple. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
He kicks to Brewer. Here's the screen. Nowitzki up top. Picked up by Davis. Shoots the 3. It's Butler that time on the assist by Nowitzki.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the three-point line.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here is Barbosa. 8 points for him. It's tipped and stolen by Butler.
They've been awfully casual with the ball here, guys. Too many mistakes.
And 3 of them less than halfway through the first quarter, Steve. I mean, they've got to address that. And I think it's just a matter of concentration.
Will it go? Can't get it to go. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense.
Join in the New Year's Eve celebrations with the NBA. Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns go up against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. This weekend, NBA action.
Mavericks leading by 17. So the Raptors 5 right now. James Johnson is out there with Amir Johnson. Then there's Felton. Then there's Barbosa. And it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward. And it's the Raptors ball. 17-point game. This is their second game playing the Mavericks this season.
Yeah, it was a big loss. Pretty much pure domination. And I thought the key was the rebounding total. I mean, it was ugly. They were completely dominated on the glass. That's going to have to improve tonight.
Here's Felton, looking for his first bucket of the game.
Not as much success from behind the arc right now. I'd expect them to try to work the ball inside a little bit. I mean, it's one thing to knock down threes, but when they're not falling, I think you've got to go inside a little more as the game goes on.
Johnson outside. 6 to shoot. The 3. And again, no good by Toronto. Steve said it. They were atrocious on the glass when they last met. What do they need to do, Clark, to change that in this game?
Well, a couple of things. One, they need more bodies in the paint. I mean, you got to have more bodies in the paint. Then you've got to be ready to box out. They left 1 or 2 guys on an island down there, and you can't do that. That's not going to work. I think one overlooked aspect of the Mavs' run to the title last year, guys, was the play of Marion. I mean, Sean Marion, his athleticism on the floor allowed them to be pretty good and flexible on defense.
Felton kicks to Johnson. Now DeRozan, averaging 16 points a game. Launches a 3, and Raymond Felton the bucket on the assist by Johnson.
Well, getting back to Sean Marion, you know, even as he gets older, he has shown the ability to guard multiple positions. And I thought that was one of the big reasons for the Mavs' success in the Miami series. Marion guarded Dwayne Wade, he guarded LeBron, and he spent big minutes on the floor, was really, really a huge factor.
Raptors trail by 18. Passes to Johnson. Outside, Felton. There's the pick. Here's DeRozan. Rebounded by Luis Scola. Scola's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
I like the fact that the Mavs were a really strong team at home, and it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, it seems like each year they find a way to win in front of a terrific home crowd.
Johnson, good.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
Here's Clutch. 18 points for him. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Here's Clutch. Got a piece of it. Barbosa with the steal.
Excellent anticipation. As soon as that pass was in the air, he was on the move and picked it off.
And that one's good. Johnson's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Mavericks leading by 14. Back to the Mavs, that home crowd. They also have another guy who's pretty important in that audience. That's their owner. You know, Steve, he's watching every game in Dallas.
Yeah, from right behind the bench, too. And that's something that the team has grown accustomed to. And Mark Cuban has been a terrific owner for the Mavericks. He's turned that franchise around, and he's really a major part of their culture.
Felton kicks to Johnson. Picked up by Nowitzki. Felton against Marion from about 19 feet. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
3 of their last makes coming off assists.
Yeah, they're moving the ball as well as I've seen them in quite some time.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
You know, Raymond Felton the last 2 seasons has really improved his shooting nicely. I mean, both from the outside and finishing around the basket. He can penetrate, so that all helps.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cardinals checked in, and Caron Butler subbed in for Sean Marion. The Raptors also changing it up. Ed Davis is checked in for Johnson. Sonny Weems comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Calderon in for Raymond Felton. Now here's Calderon. He's covered closely. 6 on the shot clock. Here's DeRozan. You know what? Now the Mavericks take it the other way. And for Felton at the same time, he improved his shooting. Stevie also upped his assist to a career high of over 8 a game.
Now, the all-around improvement for Felton was really impressive. And, you know, he was the 5th overall pick back in 2005 by Charlotte. And I thought once he went to New York, he really started to pick up his game. And then the trade to Denver, of course. So he's become an accomplished point guard in this league.
And stolen by Scola.
And a nice swipe there. You could see his eyes get wide open when he saw him.
And slammed down hard. Another look on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
Raptors trail by 16. Calderon, that's for 2. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Here's Clutch. He's got 18. He's guarded by Calderon. pass to Scola. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Heaves it up. Shot is off. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Mavericks lead.
Welcome, everyone, to HP at the Half. We are right in the heart of the NBA season. Who's ready to check the pulse? A terrific start for the Mavericks. They're off to a pretty good spot. They're sitting second in the conference. A tremendous first half for Caron Butler. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. For the Raptors, they haven't been as good early on. Way too many turnovers. They've been coughing it up. They got to cut down on the miscues. Raymond Felton, just out of sync so far. It hasn't been pretty. He's only got one make from the field. Both these guys came to play tonight. Gaudy first half numbers. And now a look in on other games from the NBA as we go around the league. At Time Warner Cable Arena, the Bobcats with the win over the Nets. So far, they've split their last 6 games. And one of the other games that went final today, Cleveland with a loss to the Pacers in Indianapolis. They just could not come up even close. They fell apart. Antoine Jamison had the team high. And a look now at the rest of the action from around the NBA. The Rockets grabbed the win against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. And that's their 4th win in their last 7 outings. Kevin Martin led the team in points. Thanks for tuning in here. Now we go back there. Kevin Harlan and the 2K Sports crew to start at the 3rd quarter.
And we return you to NBA action here. A great view of Victory Park and the American Airlines Center here in Big D. Here's Clutch.
Well, the Raptors not only were one of the youngest teams in the league last season, they may have been one of the youngest starting 5s in league history. Jared Bayless, DeMar DeRozan, Amir Johnson, Sonny Weems, and Ed Davis. That starting lineup averaged just 22 years of age.
Clutch in at point guard. Caron Butler is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Scola, and it's Terry in at the shooting guard. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Clutch. Fires the 3, and that one's good. He's got 21. Of course, the truism in the NBA is that young teams don't win much, but you can keep them together. Perhaps that might make a difference. The Raptors hoping their young players, Clark, can turn things around as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you know, they've got some promising players, and I agree with you. You find a young star talent like a Kevin Durant. I mean, that's what everybody's looking to try to do now. It's a lot easier said than done, but we've seen if you get that kind of player, things can turn around pretty quick.
Well, the top 4 players for Oklahoma City, for instance, 22 or younger.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're right.
It can be done.
Outside, Felton. Left side, Davis. Shot clock at 5. Takes it up. Nice shot by Felton. Felton's got 5 points so far.
I really like what Raymond Felton has done the last couple of seasons, guys. He's improved in almost every statistical category, and he's a good leader, too.
Here's Clutch. He's covered by Felton. Back to Nowitzki. Over Johnson. Rebound by Raymond Felton. And for Raymond Felton, changed addresses quite a bit last season, so he has seen his, seams come by and go.
Yeah, exactly. And yet he stayed focused and got the job done wherever he was, Kevin, especially at the defensive end. I think that was sometimes overlooked in other places.
Great speed. Quickness.
Tremendous speed.
Yeah. Here's Clutch. 24 points for him.
They are bringing the intensity defensively.
And that's what full court man-to-man's all about, intensity and focus.
Now Felton defending. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Felton. Scola, no luck.
He'll usually knock that shot down.
He sure will, but that's one he couldn't pass up.
Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Now let's step back and have a look at the top passing teams in the NBA this season. In 3rd, the Mavericks.
You know, a team that shares the ball freely will create opportunities for the right player to score more times than not. They don't have to force it. Everybody recognizes that if they move and get open, the ball will find them.
The Mavericks making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. Toronto calls timeout.
You know, last season the Raptors went 8-22 versus the West. And even though the West on average a little tougher, That was pretty comparable to their record against the East. Maybe not having Chris Bosh impacting that record a bit.
Interesting thought. Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Dorsey comes in for Amir Johnson. And Sonny Weems subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Shot clock at 3. And the Raptors miss again. So looking at the Raptors, Steve, what does this team need to do in order to be competitive?
Well, they need more talent for sure. I know that sounds obvious, but they've got to continue to build through the draft, and they have to get better defensively. And that requires effort and discipline and a different mindset. And I think that's one of the reasons they made the coaching change this season.
Terry against Barbosa. Now here's Felton. And Dorsey kicks to Barbosa. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Barbosa's got 12 in the game. Terry outside. Barbosa picks him up. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Felton. Here's Clutch. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Felton's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Front past the arc. Joy Dorsey with the rebound. Raptors trail by 16. Upside Felton. Guarded now by Jason Terry. Deflects the pass. Barbosa up top. Terry covering.
So a couple of poor possessions now on the road consecutively. Both times turnover. That's not productive basketball. That's not winning basketball.
No, and Clark, you start stringing errors back to back together, you lose all momentum in this game.
Here's Barbosa. It's good from the top of the key. Barbosa's got 4 points now in the quarter. Mavericks leading by 16.
And Leandro Barbosa, a long-time, very productive player for the Phoenix Suns, eventually traded to Toronto before last season and had a nice year for the Raptors.
And Butler backing him in. Clock at 6. Lets it go. Open and close and nails it. Butler's got 14.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
They double him with Nowitzki. Outside, Felton. Blocked. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. There's 42 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Barbosa, Steve, happy to join the Raptors like you were talking about. And Clark, that was a place where he knew he could get a little bit more playing time.
Yeah, and at the point in his career where he was, that was important to him to have a chance to showcase that unbelievable speed and shooting ability. I think he's the kind of guy that has personal spurt ability. Usually it's a team thing with me, but he's got personal spurt ability. A lot of points in limited time.
Raptors trail by 18. Felton with the ball. 5 points in the game. The 3 is launched. That is good. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult.
Tipping off the new year with the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks take on Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets next Sunday, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has a report for our Spike Spark of the game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. It's the Mavericks with the spark of the game with that push we saw. That strong start got them going, and they haven't taken their foot off the accelerator. They've played fantastic ball to put them out in front going into the fourth.
Terrific stuff, Doris. Thank you. That was quite a run they had, Clark.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, scoring bursts like that often tell the story, really. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
And that's been the case today. I mean, that's what you'd have to point to, I think, is the defining moment in this ballgame.
On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Calderon and DeRozan are the guards. Amir Johnson is out there with James Johnson. And it's Davis in at the center filling out the middle. Marion outside. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Look now at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Johnson outside. Calderon has screen on Scola. Johnson kicks to Calderon. Doubled by Scola. Calderon passes to Johnson. Fires from 14. The shot is off. And Dallas the other way. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Now, tough to win when the ball doesn't go in the hole. And that was a team that was ice cold shooting the ball that night.
Well, Steve, shooting to me, shooting percentage is a function of the kind of shots you get. And if you don't get good ones, you're not going to shoot a good percentage. That was their problem, poor shot selection. Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So, shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
Corey Brewer's checked in for Dallas. Fernandez comes in for Jason Terry. Then for the Raptors, Reggie Evans, he's checked in for Davis. And it's Wright in for DeMar DeRozan. Got a piece of it.
Boy, that was a terrific steal there. Is there anything they haven't done well today?
That's the bucket. And he has 28 points for the game.
Tell you what, they were in full attack mode there on that fast break.
I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they got right after it.
Evans outside. Backing him down is Johnson. Over Scola. And the Raptors miss again. Mavericks leading by 19 points. Here's Clutch. And it's off from three-point range. Here's the break. Here's Calderon. It's in.
Defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And there's the pass to Scola. Dishes it to Brewer. Some nice passing. Scola backing down. For the three. Brewer. Good. And the Mavericks lead by 20. Here is Calderon.
I'll tell you one thing that's helped players of late is the advancement in training and understanding conditioning levels and diet and preparation. You look at guys like Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Grant Hill, Elton Brand, all of them on the deep side of 30, and yet they're making huge impacts for their squads.
Kicks to Johnson. Back to Calderon. And there's the 3-second violation. There's a minute 34 left here in the fourth quarter. And here is Felton. He feeds it to DeRozan. Sean Marion covering. Now here's Calderon. Guarded close. No good from 18. Here's Dallas. A great fourth quarter. Just giving up 2 points. That bucket in no time at all. He's got 31.
Well, you can put this one in the W column. I mean, this is locked up now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they closed this game out exactly like they needed to.
Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. The Raptors also changing it up. Ed Davis is checked in for Kleza. Johnson comes in for Sonny Weems. And it's Barbosa in for Jose Calderon. Felton dishes to Barbosa. He passes to DeRozan. The fader. Brewer grabs the board.
That's a string of bad shooting for him. He's starting to rush things a little bit, I think.
And that's the instinct you'd like to see, but he'd be better off just slowing things down a little bit.
The three ball. Barbosa's shot is off. Here's Dallas. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Felton. Clutch. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The first free throw is good. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
That's going to do it. I don't think they have enough time here now.
This one's in the books.
Nice shot by Felton.
It's been a complete game for him, hasn't it?
Yep, I agree with you there. I mean, he's been in the middle of everything going on.
19 seconds left in the game. They are enjoying, Steve, a commanding lead.
Well, and it gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest, which is so critical during this grueling NBA season.
Here's Clutch. Misses the tray. Off target with that shot. So we see the Mavericks.
You guys were firing on all cylinders out there tonight. That's got to be a win that makes you feel good about the team as a whole. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, it was a good win for the team, man. We did what we were supposed to do, and it made a difference. It's always easier when you can build a little cushion like that. There's less pressure, not as much of a sense of urgency. And you feel like you can play your own game without worrying too much about the score. If only every game was like that, man.